Let's just keep that clear. But, you know, I was watching your fight with Josh Warrington, and I was like, man, that seems like a very BKB type fight. Like, how much could a fight like that prepare you for what you expecting the Trigon in your debut?
A fight like that with Josh Warrington will keep me in great stead. He's an elite fighter. I got cut. There was blood running in both of my eyes. Not with punches, mind, but with head clashes. So it's sort of bone-on-bone impact. And if I can deal with a fight like that, I'm sure I can deal with anything.
All right, your buddy Callum Scain is going to be fighting for a world title on this card. Let's take a look at what he can expect.
Bare knuckle boxing heads to the capital of the North, Saturday, May 16th. For BKB 54, Mayhem in Manchester, with a star-studded 15-fight card at the AO Arena. The former two-division world boxing champion, Malignaggi, looks to make history and cement his combat sports legacy when he challenges bare-knuckle boxing's pride of the Philippines, super welterweight champion, Rolando D. The undefeated Dan Gittens finally gets his shot at gold when he takes on the American champion, Wright. And Callum Scain and Esteban Partida face off for the vacant BKB super lightweight title. Don't miss these hard-hitting matchups and more. Visit bkbbareknuckle.com for tickets and information.
Tomorrow night, Mayhem in Manchester will feature 3 world title fights. The first will be for the vacant super lightweight title, and it will be Callum Scain getting a second crack at that same belt against Esteban Partida in his 3rd bare knuckle fight, getting his first world title chance. So I'm going to ask you, Callum, you are from Wales, just down the road. Where do you get your fire for BKB from?
Say it again, sorry.
Where do you get your fire from as a fighter?
I just think it's born into you, really, from being a boxer and just fighting all my life.
For you, you're all gas, no brakes, Esteban. It's what you've been doing all your life. How did you develop that edge now that you're going to be fighting bare knuckle? Nobody's gone more than 2 rounds with you.
Yeah, I'm just doing what I love to do, you know what I mean? I'm in there to dominate, you know what I mean? That's about it.
So both men want to dominate. For you, Callum, you're getting a crack at the belt that you already challenged for against one of the best in the world, Harry Gigliotti. He leaves it vacant, and you get another opportunity. What did you learn from that first shot at an elite level that will help you on Saturday night?
Lots, to be honest. Lots of experience. I think still to the day now, that it was Harry's toughest fight. Obviously, I was a little bit inexperienced at the time, but I believe now I'm more experienced and ready to get the belt.
You get a chance, Esteban, to earn a world title in only your 3rd shot in BKB. What's been different from your boxing career to how fast you've been able to rise and get a title shot here in BKB?
The difference, I feel like BKB could recognize talent, you know what I mean? So I'm able to just shoot up the ladder quicker. Yeah, this is perfect. God's timing.
It's on God's time, and it will be a great 3 title fights. Mayhem in Manchester. You won't want to miss it right here at the AO Arena. Gareth, what do you got for us next?
Well, I am indeed with Danny Mitchell, who fights Jack Marshman tomorrow night. It's a weird one because you're both in the UFC. You both know each other extremely well. You've even said you're mates. So what are you suspending in those moments to be able to smash someone in the face who's a mate with your fist?
I think we've been around the same sort of scene for a long time, and I'd accepted many years ago that we could probably cross paths at some point. So it's something I'd already sort of seen in the future, thinking that we'd maybe fight in MMA. It was the same weight, same events, and it just so happens now we're going to be fighting bare knuckle. So, yeah.
You're like the decathlete of combat sports. You've literally done everything. Is this what number fight is this for you against Marshman?
This is number 110. So, yeah.
So it's taken 110 fights for you to join BKB finally.
That's it. the triangle, the trigon has enticed me, so I'm here now.
The matchup is very much, you're known for your you can do stand-up, of course, but you're known for your extraordinary grappling skills, and he's known as a kind of striker, a kind of the hammer, isn't he? So how do you combat him tomorrow night?
I think that my sort of striking and stand-up skills are underrated. A lot of time people see me as a grappler in MMA, but I've got very good striking. I've had lots of boxing fights, bare knuckle fights, and I think, it's not a MMA fighter versus a boxer. I think we're both very good boxers, and we both will show that.
As I say, you're vastly experienced in the combat sports world. You've been with the very biggest organisations in the world. Have you been impressed by what you've seen here at BKB and this arena you're fighting at tomorrow night?
Yeah, obviously it's a fantastic arena, and the production, everything is just fantastic. They've really levelled up the game, and exciting times for bare knuckle.
I can hear about 100 excited people speaking behind this screen like you can right now. It's going to be an amazing night. Predict what happens tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, I'm going to deliver a boxing lesson and announce myself to BKB.
Thank you very much, Danny. Well, up on stage is my colleague, Bernie Arsuna, who is with a couple of men in Dan Gittens and Javon Wright, who might have had a fracas or two before they sat down and put on their Sunday best. Make sure the security's up there, Bernie.
I won't need security. These are two fine gentlemen who want to get paid on Saturday night, so they're going to keep it civil, at least with the fists, because the words are going to be flying here. The welterweight title is going to be on the line. The champion, Javon Wright against Dan Gittens. And I want to just get to it because this fight was supposed to happen last November in Miami. It didn't. So I want to give you an opportunity to explain to the fans and to Dan why that fight didn't happen. You had to pull out at the last minute.
Well, the fight was supposed to happen in January, but like I said, I got hurt a week before, and like I was telling all them, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want a fighter, half-ass. You go in there and I give him a shitty performance. He don't get the fans and no one else gets the fight they want. So I pulled out because I knew I couldn't finish the workout and I know I couldn't finish the cutting weight. So that was the only reason I pulled out. But I wanted to do the fight, but literally everyone was telling me, my coaches to my manager, they was telling me, no, don't do the fight because you're not going to be at 100%. So.
Now you've, in no uncertain terms, called him every name in the book. Yep. When he tells you what happened, what are your thoughts on that right now?
Listen, I'll be honest, I waited a long time, yeah. It was meant to be November, so I said, fair enough, the guys just had a fight, yeah. I'm not a horrible person, I understand you get injured. So I waited, I didn't fight anyone, yeah, and then it was January, yeah, so I waited, and then obviously I've prepared everything for this fight, and I've waited that duration of time. If he'd have just said to me, look, I'm not ready till January or May, I would have gone on with my career and fought to other people. And then that way I still could have earned money, gone on with my career, kept active, but I couldn't because I was waiting for him. And then I've packed Saturday night and then get the call he's cancelled. So at the end of the day, as a professional, the way I see it, whatever he's done to get injured, he should have took precautions and tried his absolute hardest not to get injured because obviously this was the fight that I'd been waiting such a long time for. And that's what got my back up, is the fact I've not been able to fight, I've not been able to earn money, I've not been active, and I'm sitting there like a duck, and I fight for my mental health, So I'm the one at home in survival mode, sitting there like a goose, not knowing what's going on. Do you know what I mean? How do you think you would feel if you've just finished packing and then you get a call saying he's pulled out? So I'm sorry, my third fight, I fought with a torn bicep, 2 weeks before the fight, I tore my bicep and I still fought, because I have that gladiator mindset where I'm still going, I don't care. I get his opinion, he don't want to fight half-hearted, that's his opinion, but in my eyes, I've put everything in. Even if I was injured for that Miami fight, I would have still fought because I've put everything into it. The company has and whatever, so that's why I've got my back up.
But get that, my whole thing about it is, if you would have been hurt and told me, I wouldn't have been mad. I would have, if you would have pulled out because you were hurt, I would have understood because off the fact, I wouldn't want you at 50% or low. I want you at 100% at your best so we can go at it and give the fans what they want.
I get that, but when I've waited already, when it was already November, then January, now May, Come on, that's a long old time for.
You're right. You're right. But I'm here, right? So I'm here though, right? So
Yeah,
we gonna do our thing. I'm here. But
Listen,
like I said,
you're here.
I want you at 100. All you say, I want you at 100%.
I
You
get
want me at
that,
100%,
but
right?
you've got to understand why I've got my back up.
I feel you. I get you. But see, my whole thing about my thing, my man, is you hear me? I had no problem with you to begin with at all. Like no problems at all. But then when you get online and start calling me all these words, this and that, you soft, you hear me? You're an embarrassment to the sport. Like, come on, bro. Like where I'm from, my hood, bro. Like those words it's hear me? That type of energy is. When I see you, it's on sight, bro. It's like keep that same energy when I see you. That's all.
Yeah.
So when I saw you at the hotel, I wanted you to keep that same energy.
Listen, I was always respectful from the beginning,
right.
yeah? But once you've done the Miami thing, yeah, that got my back up. So that's why I let everything out, yeah? I'm not a horrible person. I was never once horrible to you before. I respected your decisions with the injury, and I was like, fair enough. But the Miami, mate, I had just finished packing, yeah? And I literally got the call a week before. Listen, if it was 3 weeks before, fair enough. Because I even said to the promoter, listen, I will drop weight, I'll go up weight, I will fight anyone just so I can go to Miami and get paid and fight, yeah? But they couldn't do it because it was a week before. If it was 3 weeks before and I could have got another fight, I wouldn't have lost my shit. But now, I ain't getting paid, I ain't fighting, now I've got to find another fight. And not only that, I had to risk my last fight, world title, yeah? The only way the geezer would fight me is if it was for the world title. So now, because I want to fight, I want to get paid, I've had to risk, not that I was going to lose anyway, because that ain't happening, yeah? But I've had to put my world title shot on the line just to get a fight. Yeah, do you see what I'm saying?
I got you. But like you said, at the same time, I heard what you were saying, my man. But like you said, I didn't. My whole thing is, I just wanted you to give you the best version of me, so that way there was no excuses if I lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, my rib was injured and all that.
You know what a good interview is? When I don't have to say a word. Thank you very much, champ. Thank you very much. 6-0, 6 knockouts. Dan Gittens, what couldn't be settled in Miami will be settled in Manchester. This is a fight you won't want to miss. Gareth Davis, we send it down to you.
Indeed I am surrounded, almost ambushed now by two of the guys who've gone under the radar a little bit on the card. This is the sleeper fight for me. It's the OG, the Hall of Famer on my left, James Connelly, against the battling, ambitious Scotsman in David Winiarski on my right. They don't like each other. They're pretending they do. They've been laughing and joking and hugging back here. But what are you going to do to him in 24 hours when that bell rings, James?
I've got to win, don't I? You know, I've got to put it all out on the line, which I've done many times before, and win this fight, you know, move on to my world title shot after.
Is it a young man, David, against an old man? Do you young man him? Because he says he's going to try and old man you.
Not at all, not at all. It's all love and respect. It's not personal. He's just in the way, you know. As I say, I want to be the first Scottish world champion, and he's just at the gate. I'm just trying to get through, you know what I mean?
Tell me about the style match-up here, because you've done everything, you've been everywhere. I think it's your 15th bare-knuckle fight. How do you win this tomorrow night?
Well, just being me, you know, all my experience coming all into this fight, you know. I know how to smother people, I can make them suffocate in there, I can actually do things to fighters in there now that I couldn't do on my first or second fight, but being involved with 8 years now has brought me to this point to be able to deal with any fighter or any style that I can in bare knuckle, really.
David, what's your response when you hear that? What goes on in the game plan in your head?
I think people overlook me. They don't realise that I boxed at a high level as a kid. You know, I was in the GB team for years, going to Olympics and Commonwealth Games. I've 80-odd fights under my I've been in with the best of boys, so whatever he's bringing, I can answer to, you know what I mean?
And what does it mean to you, James, that you're a veteran, as I say, an OG, a Hall of Famer already, to be in an iconic arena like this tomorrow night?
Oh, it's crazy, you know. I couldn't believe it myself, you know. I'd see walking around this place, looking around, you see people like Amir Khan, obviously Malignaggi's about, Mick Terrell, you got all these big names out there, and, you know, we're part of it now. So, yeah, it's good to be, and I'm proud of being able to get to this point.
Let me face you both off. Come on in, guys. Final word to each other?
Bring it.
Bring it, mate. Let's have it. England versus Scotland, mate. Fight tonight.
Fight tonight. Let's fucking make it.
100%, mate.
There you go, 100%. Can't wait for this one. Let me just separate you boys a little bit. Back to you, Bernie, because you're with the main event.
And it's time for the main event of the evening, and it's the BKB Championship at Super Welterweight. Making the defense will be Rolando D, a man who made history already, becoming the first ever Filipino champion, and Paulie Malignaggi, a 2-division champion in glove boxing, now looking to make history and become the first ever to win a title in 2 separate sports. We'll start with the champ. Rolando, what did it mean to you to become the first ever Filipino BKB champ?
It means a lot because I made history. Plus, I wanna correct you. Like, I am also a two sports world champion.
Oh, that's right, but not boxing.
Yeah. So yes, I'm very, very, very proud that I have this belt, and I will plan to keep it. That's my plan.
Paulie, this is only your third bare knuckle fight. What does this opportunity to add that belt to your collection mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot. I've been in combat sports for a long time, and to have accomplished what I've accomplished, I've been on big stages. I've been in with many tough fighters. I've accomplished a lot of things. Fought in many arenas. Experienced a ton of things over the course of my career. But this would be a feather in my hat. It would be something that it's been a journey that I've enjoyed because there's almost no pressure. It's almost take this, nobody expects anything. And I've enjoyed it more, and I feel like I've gotten the most out of myself at this age than I think I would have if I put the same kind of pressure on myself that I used to during my boxing career. I think that was a time where the pressure was necessary. At this time, it's always been, who's going to expect anything? And it's just go in there and execute and be in the moment. And being in the moment has been fun. It's been enjoyable. It's been enjoyable to prepare. It's been enjoyable to compete in my fight in October. And to just be able to walk into a title fight, obviously it's a fight. It's a tough fight. It's nothing is given for free when you want to accomplish great things. But I also look forward to being able to take that title.
Rolando, you mentioned you have won titles in multiple disciplines. What would it mean, though, to have a victory over a fighter as accomplished and as well known as Paulie Malignaggi?
Actually, for me, it's a blessing. It's a blessing that I'm fighting Paulie because Paulie is a famous guy. He's a very famous guy. He is a famous commentator. Yes.
I know, Paulie, you want to be nobody's stepping stone, and you are a great commentator as well. So I want you to put your commentator hat on for a second as well. And you've called some of Rolando's fights. Give me a breakdown of what you're facing on Saturday night.
The psychology is interesting. First, this is multiple times I've heard Rolando talk about my fame and talk about that's a motivating factor for him. I will tell you this. I never got into boxing for the fame. I got into it to succeed. And I never got into combat for the fame. I got into it to succeed, knowing, of course, that success brings fame, knowing that. But that wasn't my goal. I don't rate trying to become famous and saying, if I can do this, I'll try. Because people like that will try anything, I think the goal has to be the best you can be, to succeed, be a success. And success breeds fame. So for me, every time I get in there, I don't think about my apparent alleged fame or what I've accomplished in the past or what people may think this time around. I don't think anything because none of that matters for the result on fight night. I understand it can be a motivator. For me, I don't use motivation. I use discipline. I don't think about, I know I want to win that, obviously. It would be a big feather in my hat. But tomorrow night, I don't think about that belt. I think about there's a guy across the ring from me or the Trigon, and I have to beat him. That's it. I simplify everything, and that's the way I accomplish my goals. Then what comes afterwards, of course, would be amazing, but I don't think about that. I'm not thinking about that right now. I've thought about it, of course. I would be lying to you if I didn't think about it, but I'm not thinking about it now. So from the psychology point of view, that's not my motivation. Maybe because I've achieved it, I don't know. I mean, obviously, for Rolando, it's important for him to achieve because he's talking about getting sponsors and all that. Obviously, that takes... And we lost the mic here. Oh, there we go. We got it back. That takes precedence, so to speak, at a certain point in your life. From the commentating point of view, from the analyst point of view, Rolando has some things that I rate and some things that I think I can take advantage of. And I'm sure he's seen videos of me and seen the same thing. I think that every time you take on an opponent, you have things you see, you think you can take advantage of, and things you think, you may have to be careful with. Doesn't change. And I see those things with Rolando. I also found it difficult to watch him compete in BKB in the fights I watched because the reactions of the opponents aren't as versatile as my reaction. And that's not to knock on them. They're good fighters, but I don't butter my bread on power and strength. I butter my bread on intelligence and versatility and adjustments. So I had to stop watching the videos. I had to stop because I couldn't get a reaction out of the opponents that I would say, okay, what would Rolando possibly do here? I had to stop watching it. So I'll find out tomorrow. I have some things in mind. I'll find out tomorrow about Rolando D and Malignaggi because I've seen Rolando D and Robert Duran. I've seen Rolando D and a few other guys, and they were good fights. He fought good fighters, but I'm a different kind of fighter in terms of the approach I take.
Rolando, you said in our fight and breed something that I found really interesting. This fight will be like criminal fights in a cell. What kind of fight do you have to make it to beat a fighter with a skill set like Paulie Malignaggi?
Honestly, Paulie said he's not after the fame, but that's the reason why he's here. Because he's famous, He's not here because he beat Scott. He's not here because he beat up. What's that?
Tyler Good.
What's the porn star? What's the name of the porn star?
No, come on.
Tyler.
Tyler
Gudjon, yeah. And not because he dominated Gudjon. It's a split decision fight. I mean, his bare knuckle boxing career is very young, and that's the reason he's here, because he's very famous and people will get attention if he fight. That's the reason why I said I will get attention as well. I just thinking is a blessing as well. And what's your question again?
No, just you said that you wanted to make it like criminals fighting in a jail cell. What do you have to do to beat a fighter with the boxing acumen that Paulie has?
I know he will box because what he will do is he's a boxer. He's a boxer. There's no other way he will fight. He will box. I'm an MMA fighter. I can fight. I can box. I can clinch. I can be dirty. I can be clean. I'm an MMA fighter. So, and it doesn't mean that I have good boxing, but also I'm a martial artist of the different kind of arts. So I think that's my way of beating him, because I can be unpredictable. He is predictable. He's a good boxer. He is a good boxer, and that he can do. There's no way he can beat me in the clinch. There's no way he can outpower me. There's no way he can outstrength me. So his only goal is to outbox me, and that's the difference between me and him. Like I'm unpredictable. He is predictable, but he is really a good boxer.
What I can predict
is that is the same mentality everybody who lost to me took. You are looking at your strengths and not my strengths. Same mentality everybody who's been defeated by me took. You're focusing on your strengths and not my strengths. You're underrating my strengths. We'll see tomorrow night.
We will see tomorrow night. The one thing that is predictable is these two will throw down in the main event. Will there be the words "and still champion," or will Paulie Malignaggi make history and hear the words "and new champion"? Mayhem in Manchester. These two will throw down. Garrett Davis.
Jesus Christ is king. Well, as you can see, it must be weigh-in time soon as well, because Janira's joined us. You ever been in Manchester before?
It's my first time in Manchester. I'm super excited, you guys.
We are as well. Amir, your first BKB press conference show, your first night on the mic with us tomorrow night. Looking forward to it now?
I'm looking forward to it. The press conference was exciting. It was fun. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night. There's going to be some fireworks, man.
Will we be thinking about Ricky Hatton tomorrow night as well?
No, definitely. We are in Manchester. We're going to show our respects to Ricky Hatton and his family. And but listen, overall, I hope it goes well tomorrow. We're going to have a fantastic evening.
Well, finally, I've got to say that BKB is having a collaboration with the Ricky Hatton Foundation. We've got some special things going on tomorrow night. Ricky fought here, of course, 15 times. We celebrate a local hero and a man we much miss and much love throughout this week and indeed tomorrow night. You can watch it all and all the action. Join us tomorrow night, BKB 54 on Vice, Talk Sport and Telemundo. We will see you at the fights.
Bare knuckle boxing heads to the capital of the North, Saturday, May 16th. For BKB 54, Mayhem in Manchester, with a star-studded 15-fight card at the AO Arena. The former two-division world boxing champion, Malignaggi, looks to make history and cement his combat sports legacy when he challenges bare knuckle boxing's pride of the Philippines, super welterweight champion, Rolando D. The undefeated Gittens finally gets his shot at gold when he takes on the American champion, Wright. And Scain and Partida face off for the vacant BKB super lightweight title. Don't miss these hard-hitting matchups and more. Visit bkbbareknuckle.com for tickets and information.